art means a great deal to me, and if I was to, I guess, sum it up to where it wouldn't take a long time, it is an escape. And I've said it before. I've said that it was kind of a curse and a salvation at the same time. For me, I have to create. I have to do this. Whether I paint or whether I'm drawing or making a mask or whatever, I have to do that. It's something that I have to do. It's a very important part of my life. I'm Stephen D. Porter. Most people call me Steve, and unless I'm in trouble and then somebody calls me my full name. And I am an artist. I also work with Bossier Parish Schools in the Talent Arts program. I got into art by simply doing it. I always, as far back as I remember, even in kindergarten, I drew, whether it was in the sand or on a piece of manila paper. The first piece I did, my mama saved, put it in a frame, and I still have that. And, it was like I always was either making something or drawing something or even painting something. So I mean, it was always a very important part of my life. Growing up, I heard of some of the old artists. Okay, like during the Renaissance period, just like most other kids, you hear these artists, and then even getting older, you hear some other ones, and but it was just the hearing of them. As far as the inspiration, it comes. I'd have to say that they don't really inspire me. I mean, I appreciate what they did, but it's kind of like when somebody asked me before, like they throw out a name. Oh, that reminds me of this. Well, great. So it reminds you of that. I'm not trying to remind anybody anything. I'm doing my thing, and any inspiration came from things that I either lived or I even might have dreamed of or thought I saw, or this or that, or something I actually saw. So that's where the inspiration comes from. As far as the favorite artists and stuff like that, I've got some that I enjoy looking at, but I mean, it may sound self-centered, but my inspiration comes from me. Let's see, the promotion of my art. There's been several instances where there's been a few people that have gone out of the way to help, and I appreciate that. Like locally, there's been several people that like Katie Larson with Agora Borealis, Jared Bevel over at Red River Brewery, Weston McElwee at Tejas restaurant. Those people have helped because they've helped by promoting what I do, whether it be my masks or large paintings. Now these large paintings that I've done, like at Red River and at Agora, it was 5 foot by 25 foot, and one was 9 foot by 12 foot. These are huge paintings, and I'm sure that people have read about it in the local magazines or paper. Probably not, though. I'm just kidding, because there was nothing written about them. You would think that they would write something about it, but whatever. That's okay. I've said it before. Anytime that I don't get publicity or a write-up about my artwork when I think that it should be written about, and it's not just me, but when somebody does something big, like that, or they have a large body of work, people ought to know about that, especially if they're local, so they can be supported. And when that doesn't happen, that just fuels my fire to create more. If you're trying to get into art, it would be kind of like, do you want to teach? Do you want to study it? Do you want to do it? What is it that you want to do? Why do you feel compelled to get into art? Here's the thing. When you're born, it's kind of like art gets into you. You don't have that choice to say, I'm going to become an artist Now this is my opinion. You either accept it or reject it. There were years that I rejected it, and that was a mistake on my part. Because one reason or the other, I just didn't do it for a while, and that was wrong, and I should have done it. I mean, it's a gift that we get, and as somebody that wants to, then evidently they may have a passion, or they may have some kind of a feeling that they really feel that they need to express in some creative way. And I would say at that point, then you get you a canvas. You start working on it. Don't go necessarily and go take an art class or ask somebody else their opinion or their thoughts on it. Think about what your opinion is. Think about what your thoughts are. Get something, start creating. You start creating.